Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the update on the Russian offensive or the Russian operation in general, or the just special military operation in Ukraine. So subscribe. If you want to, especially if you watch more than one video, it's only right that you subscribe. Yeah, because this is gonna help me to reach new viewers or new people who are not subscribed, which is why it's important for you to subscribe. So let's start off with so the Russians are actually preparing for a major offensive, or in some parts it's already started. There's a lot of information about Ukrainian gathering their forces within the Kherson region. Seems to be poising for some kind of operation across the Dnieper, and there's also massive forces being gathered across the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, and also massive Ukrainian forces gathering at Zaporizhzhia, at the Zaporizhzhia line. So the Russian forces is definitely not gonna move along the entire southern front all the way to the Zaporizhzhia line. They are just waiting. Over at the Donetsk region, the Russian forces is basically still shelling Voleda. There might be some kind of force within Voleda region that is just allowing the Russians to just bombard away. So the only main one is actually at Marinka. The Russian forces is still pushing at Marinka region. Previously there was some update about some success, but then no more news about it. So who knows whether the success is sustainable or not at all. And over at the Avdiivka region, the Russian forces is currently concentrating their offensive in the Pervomaiske region. It seems like they are focusing on this area here. This is where they are focusing on, because the forces at Vodyane is actually pushing westward. So they are pushing westward, and then there is attack being reported at Pervomaiske. So it seems like they really want to capture this area here once and for all, so that they can move the front line over to this Netelove, or Nitelov, or Nitailavove. So anyway, the Russian forces also are attacking at Kamyanka, and there is some breakthrough of capturing some entrenchment south of Kamyanka. So this will allow them to continue to push towards Avdiivka, close up the front line. And otherwise, there is not much push within this region. In the north, there is some small attack towards Novokalinove. Doesn't feel very committed. So this is the situation at Avdiivka city. Of course, for the Russians, the main offensive operation is still in Bakhmut, with the fighting currently focusing within Bakhmut city. The Ukrainians are holding up in their citadel, as well as this final line of defense within the low-rise residential area. The Russians are now putting all their efforts to defeat this line, because once you defeat this line, you can break through, and basically there is no more ways to reinforce the Ukrainian forces, as the Ukrainian forces currently is break into two. There's still a link from this area here, with the Ukrainians are reinforcing from this road and from the dirt road. But with this breakthrough, and there's a Russian push in this area here, breaking through here, the entire Ukrainian defense is going to just collapse, only leaving this part which can continue to be reinforced and resupplied effectively. So the citadel region is actually very vulnerable, to be honest, because it really depends on the Ukrainian line that is over here. Yeah, so this line here is not particularly strong. If this line is not strong, pushing here is on case for the Ukrainians. So otherwise, the Russians just concentrate on bombarding Kalinina, Chasivya, Mykolaiivka, and Stupolski, because the Ukrainians have gathered massive amount of troops in this area, and they have launched their Bakhmut offensive from Kharkovivka, Bohdyanivka, and Chasivya towards the south of Ivaniske. there is a airborne force that is actually attacking Proteshny somehow for some reasons. So not sure, because this is reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So not sure how authentic is this. So, and then there is also some Ukrainian reports about attacking Ivanivsky. So also not exactly sure how credible is this information, because it is reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, and sometimes their report is not the most accurate. So that's all from the Bakhmut front. Over at the Crimea front, the Russian forces largely have stopped attacking within, or rather stopped a ground offensive within the Serebranske forestry. They're still focusing on from Bilohorivka. They're attacking from the south, and they are bombarding the Ukrainian forces at Dibrova, Serebranka, and Bilohorivka. Largely, the Russians are still just focusing on holding the lines, kind of like preparing for the Ukrainian offensive around this area here. Positional warfare is being reported at east of Nevsky and west of Shevnopopivka. I don't think these are serious ground offensive, just positional in nature. And in the Kupiansk Svatove front, the Russians also similarly, they are just bracing themselves for the Ukrainian offensive. The only one that seems to be fighting is around Novoselivsky, but even this one is a bit of suspect. I'm not sure if this is actually credible. Most of it is just the Russians are shelling Ukrainian positions, and a gathering of forces to reduce the number of Ukrainian units available for the offensive. So so that's what the Russians are doing in the Kupiansk Svatove front. So this is the update on the Russian offensive, or the Russian operations in Ukraine. And like I said, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next update.